You've entered the Houston Running Zone, the ultimate podcast for runners in the Houston area, featuring the everyday runners who inspire us, clubs, gear, races, and runcations. Houston, we've got the runs.
All right, today in the zone, I have a Bayou City Classic ambassador. She just recently did the Ramco Houston half. Here to pick her brain about her running, and as well as the Bayou City Classic is her Instagram handle, Grace Salsa Runner. Grace, welcome.
Thank you, Keith. Thank you for having me on the podcast today.
Before we get into the interview, I really have to ask your Instagram handle. There's obviously a story behind it. Grace Salsa Runner. I understand the first and the last one. Salsa, salsa dancer, salsa on chips? What's up with the Instagram handle?
So the story behind it was that I am still working on my running form. So when I run, my hips move a lot. So that's something that I've been working on. And my actual PT doctor, Marcus Knox, was like, hey, there's a lot of salsa dancing going on while you run, so let's work on that. And he actually does gait analysis, and that's when I realized, oh wow, yes, there is a lot of hip movement while I run. And he does a drone shoot. Like, he does the drone from side to side, above you and behind you. So when he had that shoot behind me, that's when I realized, I was like, yeah, my hips do move a lot. So that's my other really good friend, who is also a Bayou City Classic ambassador, Julie Wynn, was like, hey, let's change your Instagram handle to Grace Salsa Runner. I was like, I like that. I think it's with me. Like, I like it. So let's do it. So it was available. And I changed it, so there it is.
Okay, a lot of side to side. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, full disclosure, I'm a middle to the backpack runner, so I have to disclose that with all my guests before I ask, because when I noticed for your Aramco, at least I saw your bib number. I didn't really look up your time or anything. It's really none of my business. But for normally for bibs, I'm normally in the same corral.
Okay.
So I always like, when we have runners, we have the elite runners that are on, but I also like the back of the pack runners or mid to back of the pack runners, because that's the majority of us. It's 2/3 of us right there. Exactly. And I like how you're representing not only, Ramco that you ran it, but also Bayou City Classic. So, because it's a run that's for everybody, whether you're a middle to the backpack, a walker, an elite runner. I love how you're representing that. I'm glad that they have ambassadors that are just like Houston. It's everybody. And I absolutely love that.
Exactly.
So did you get into running did you always want to run? Did you see a race and go, I could do that? Or how'd you get into running?
So I started my running journey back in 2014. My best friend, Stephanie, was like, hey, join me on a Thursday night run. What used to be Texas running company, currently Feet Sugarland. Yeah. They used to host the Thursday night runs there. And I said, okay, I'll join you. And she would go out there for like 4 to 6 miles, because she's pretty good. She was a Boston qualifier and such. And I was like, I'll join you, but let me stick to what I know. Let me do 2 miles for now. And that's how I started, 2 miles around the lake. And she'll be off, do her thing, 4 to 6 miles. I would do my 2, and we'll regroup once we were both done. And then on one given Thursday, I decided to follow someone else. And I ended up on the 4-mile route. And during that 4-mile route, I was out of breath. I couldn't keep up. I got lost on the route because that was my very first time. And the one individual that I was following, she just disappeared. And I was like, okay. So, and I left my phone at the store.
Oh,
So finally, as I kept going, walking and running at the same time, someone saw me. They were like, "Hey, are you lost?" I was like, "Yeah, I am. I only know, I only know my way around the lake. That's it." And they're like, "No, come on. I'll stay a little bit ahead of you, but I'll keep an eye on you." I was like, "Perfect." So once I got back onto the lake and my best friend was there, she was like, "Oh no, what happened to you? I've been waiting. It's been 30 minutes. Your bag was still in the store." And then she was like, "And I knew you didn't take your cell phone." And she was like, "Are you okay?" And so I told her, I was like, "Hey, sorry, I followed someone else to the 4 mile route and I got lost. But here I am safely. I did 4 miles. So let's continue."
well, yeah, it's
So
always a friend that gets you into things. But
exactly.
having like an elite runner, anybody that does Boston, in my opinion, is elite. Having an elite runner friend,
Correct.
was it intimidating going to like a quote unquote run at a store, or did you like say, you know what, I'll find somebody that wants to do 2 miles, or you're just a go getter and wung it? I mean, how'd you do this?
Um, I just went out there and did it. I started doing it more for my health. I was like, you know what? Let me start getting active. I need to do something. And even if I have to do 2 miles at a time, I'm okay with that. I didn't like it when she was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna try to qualify for Boston and this and then." I'm like, "Uh-huh, you do you. Let me continue with my 2 miles." But shortly after, the actual store manager there, he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna have a coaching program that will lead you to a actual half marathon." At the time, kind of going backtracking, my mom, when I was 12 years old, she was diagnosed with hepatitis C. She, quote unquote, had to take a treatment that was very like so chemotherapy.
Yeah.
And while when I was 12, I had to learn how to do her chemotherapy for her. She did a whole year of treatment, and the doctor called it that once her 1 year period of chemotherapy was done, her virus was going to be sleeping, so to speak.
Okay.
Fast forward to 2016. Her doctor was like, "Hey, I need you to come." She gets checked yearly, but in 2016, she was like, "Hey," he's like, "Hey, we got to go into a deeper test because it seems like the virus is trying to wake up, meaning that could be converted into it could start spreading."
Yeah.
Nowhere to where she needed like a liver transplant, even though my family thought it was at that point, and we're like, "No, no, no, she's okay. She doesn't need a liver transplant or anything like that." But she just needed to get treated once again, but treatment that would cure her completely. She never got treated here in the States. She always went back home to Mexico. So in 2016, she left for about 5 months to see what were her options to get treated. And within those 5 months, we didn't know what was going to happen here. We don't know how long treatment was going to be out there. We didn't know when she was going to be back. And so when the store manager was like, "Hey, I'm going to do that program. Would you like to join?" And I said, "You know what? Let me try it. I don't care about my time. It's going to be my first full half marathon. And I'm going to do this in honor of my mom," not knowing what was going to happen and how long she was going to come, like how long would it take her to come back home after her treatment. So I did it. And my very first half was in her honor back in 2016. And it was the Kia Fort Bend one, the one that has like 8 hours of it has like 8 hours for you to finish or something crazy like that.
Oh, so with the USA Fit.
Yes,
Okay.
USA
Yeah.
Fit.
Mm-hmm.
So I did it. My time was, I think, 3:45. I
Excellent.
think it was.
Yeah,
I
for your
don't
first half
remember. Like,
and going from 2 miles to a half. Okay, that's
yeah, exactly. So luckily, after I think it was 5 months that my mom spent out in Mexico trying to figure out what her treatment was going to be, she came back. Uh, I want to say maybe like 2 weeks after I completed that half,
oh wow.
but it was such a big thing for me doing it in her honor, knowing that, that we didn't know what was going to happen. She came back home. We actually found treatment here that completely cured her. So she's been cured since 2016. So fast forward to now, she's my biggest supporter. She'll be out there even if she walks. But she likes to partake in a lot of these community events that I do around the city. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's great.
that's my story.
Well, yeah, the fact that I mean, I can imagine there's a tipping point there or a deciding point where you find something out, you have a decision, do I want to commit to something or find some other distraction? But I mean, was it just good for like what's your thought being in that program, knowing what you know? Like, is it a good
Yeah.
like mental break, or was it you felt empowered that you could do something when you may not be able to at some time? I mean, what was it?
I think I felt empowered knowing that I went from 2 miles at a 17 mile like pace, knowing that I could do this. I shouldn't have any limitations. You have to set your mind to what you want to achieve and complete. So that's how I felt. I was empowered by it.
That's awesome. Okay, so that's 2016. Fast forward, almost, well, now it's 7 years.
Yeah.
How many races have you continued to do the half? Are you more of a 5K? Or what's your jam?
So I've done 8 halves. It's been a mixture about Aramco, Fort Bend, Kia. What else have I done? I can't remember what other halves I've done. I did the Lululemon 10K. I did my first full marathon in October. I did Chicago. That was my very first marathon.
Whoa, you may be spoiled on that one there. I mean, that's just the amount of people on that thing. Wow. Now, what made you think Chicago, or what made you decide Chicago? Did you get into the lottery and said, "This is it"? You rolled the dice? Or?
Yeah. So I applied for the lottery, and I was like, "Yeah, what are the chances that I get in? Let me just do it." And next thing you know, I got the little swipe. You're in. I was like, oh, this is my real commitment to a full marathon.
Yeah, your card's been
And here,
charged. Yep.
yep. I was like, yeah, there's no turning back. Just start to train. Um, and so I did a lot of summer training, and it was hot.
So, any connection to Chicago, or just big city race and roll the dice?
No, big city race, rolled the dice. I told myself that if I ever did a full marathon, it would not be in Houston. I see these streets every day. I think it's very mental for me, and I think I need something new to see. I didn't want it to be Houston at all.
Yeah, I can see where I can see that definitely that point of view. That's a good point there. Well, you've done a Ramco half a lot, and I saw that you just did it in 2013. I'm always at the last aid station, by the way. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah. Well, we're in the unofficial. We're between the Gatorade and the water. We do Fireball. We're kind of weird, but that's just my club. But I love Aramco. And is that one of the races that you plan on doing like every other year, or is that something that you're kind of checked off the list and kind of want to do some other things?
No, I love Aramco. I try to do it every year. I think 24 is I need to see what happens because 23 was not my year. I ended up sick by mile 8.
Oh,
Yeah, I did. I mixed 2 nutrition, and my heart rate just spiked. And then the heat, it just made everything worse. So by mile 8, I started walking and running, and that was it. I was trying to hit a goal, but I didn't make it. And so by mile 8, I said, you know what? The goal is to finish, and this is what I'm going to do. I could try to achieve my PR at a different time or next year.
Yeah, it got hot really quick. It did. Once the sun came out,
Yeah.
I felt bad for the runners. I was like, oh, especially, yeah. Anything after like 2.5, it just got ridiculous for a while
Exactly.
there.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're focusing on the Bayou City Classic, which I love. And what made you decide to apply to be an ambassador?
I think I was like, let me give this a try. I loved being a pacer for the Lululemon 10K back in November. And I'm like, I want to continue doing something. So I saw that there were wanting ambassadors, and I'm like, hey, let me give it a try. I've ran Bayou City Classic. I want to say twice. And I think I did one year the 10K and the other year the 5K. I can't remember the years though, but I've done it twice. And my favorite part of it is like the costumes when they have the centipedes.
Yep.
That's absolutely my favorite part. I was like, these people get so creative with those.
Oh yeah, there's been some crazy ones over the last 10 years that I've seen it. Well, moving back, you said you were a pacer for Lululemon?
Yes, I was a pacer for the Lululemon 10K in November.
Wow, how was that experience? Because I loved pacing, and I haven't done it in 4 years. But at the same time, like is it like rewarding to you that there's people there with you the whole time? Did you lose people, gain people? How was the experience for you?
It was my first time pacing, and when they were like, "Hey, do you want to be a pacer?" I was like, "Absolutely." I said, my biggest thing is that I don't like to leave anyone behind. So when they asked me, hey, what pace group would you like to pace? I said, I could walk for all I care. I was like, I'm not going to leave anyone behind. I'll bring in that last person if I need to. But they ended up giving me 1430 pace group, which is a little slower than what I'm accustomed to. But I said, hey, I'll take it easy. I'll jog, walk this. I started off with a couple of people, and then I lost a few. But there was this one particular guy. I think it was his first 10K. And he was like, oh, you're so good at this. Can I just like stay with you? I was like, absolutely. I was like, this is why I'm here for you. I said, whatever you want to do, I'll follow your lead. As long as we stay within this time, we're good. So he kind of would like run ahead of me or stay beside me. And then once if I was behind him and I start running towards him, he's like, ugh, you're so good. Why did you catch up to me? And I'm like, no, it's fine. I was like, we're still on pace. We're fine. We're fine. He's like, okay. I'm just going to listen to you, and whatever you tell me to do, I'm going to do it. I'm like, okay. It was his first 10K. So I made sure that I every water station he stopped to hydrate. I said, hey, we have to keep you hydrated. Every water station will stop, and I'll even hang back with you. And he was like, really? I'm like, yeah, I'll hang back with you. I was like, that's not a problem. And so I got him to the finish line, and he was the most thankful person ever. And he was like, thank you. He was like, you did this for me. I was like, no, that was you too, that you did all this for yourself. So it was a very rewarding experience knowing that at least one person out there was dependent on you to get to that finish line.
Wow.
And
That's awesome.
yeah, and after most of us pacers finished, we went back because our sweeper, Julie, was still behind. And I was like, let's all go. Not me, but like what our actual the director of not the director, but the one that was in charge of us pacers, he was like, hey, you guys should go back and see if y'all could find her. And so we found her. We kind of waited at a point of towards the finish line, and we waited for her. And we walked with her and the very last person who finished the race. That to me was like super rewarding, having all the pacers together and walking that one girl in that I think she traveled from Austin, I want to say, just to do the Lululemon 10K. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that was her first 10K also.
Wow, that's yeah, that's super cool. And yeah, those are the memories that you'll remember. I'm kind of like you. I don't remember what year I did this race, and I'll have to look at the medal. But you remember those stories and those experiences, I should say, that always give back. But yeah, but I just get distracted. I have to ask you certain things. But yeah, back to the Bayou City Classic. What are you looking forward to?
Oh, sorry.
Anything new this year? No, that's on me. I got excited about pacing. I still want to do it again. In fact, for pacing, you should start looking at a lot of the different events, especially since you've done a couple of halves. And that's normally what I do is I would do like 1 or 2 minutes slower than I can normally run. And it's so much easier to pace, but you can start doing, you pace halves, 10Ks. It's addicting.
Yeah, I think I want to. Yeah, I think I'm gonna look into that.
Yeah, I'll keep tagging you when I hear about stuff, pacing opportunities.
Yeah, please do.
See, I told you it's a conversation. I get distracted. But yeah, Bayou City Classic. I remember last year they added medals, and I think they're doing that again this year. Any other fun things that you're looking forward to with the Bayou City Classic?
So this year is actually powered by Lululemon. So
Awesome.
the first 1,500 people that registered get actual tech shirt that's from Lululemon, and they'll have their logo on there. Anything else that I'm looking forward to this year? I think just the events that lead up to it with all the other ambassadors and getting Houston ready for this actual race. I think that's the most exciting thing for me. And once race day comes, seeing everyone out there and getting ready for that 10K, 5K, centipede, you name it. I think that's to me the most exciting thing. But yeah, I'm excited about it.
Well, you guys have a lot of different. You already had one. You said next week, and I'll put this episode out right away. You're gonna have more social runs, like one at Lululemon. Are there any other social events coming up? You guys plan on doing like every other week until race week, or what's the? Do they have plans, or are you just gonna keep cranking away?
So we had one last Wednesday, and we have one this upcoming Wednesday on the 15th. It's going to be hosted at the Lululemon in Highland Village. And after that, they'll probably have one more social run. Not too sure on the date though. And then I think after that, it's near race day on March the 4th.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I forgot. I'm so used to having it be later. It's normally like the second or third week. Okay, cool. Yeah, March 4th. We'll definitely get this out right away. So March 4th, I'll definitely put the link out and everything, and of course the link to the social run.
One thing I could add: you could use discount code GRACE for $8 off.
Discount code GRACE. I'll type it in now, and I'll definitely tag that in. Yeah. So what a deal. I mean, just getting a Lululemon shirt is worth it right there. That's a heck of a give back.
And a medal. We can't forget the medal. We're getting a medal as well.
Yeah. I love how they added that last year. And I think it's really going to help take off, especially for the new runners. I'd imagine people that are running their first race want something that they can, keep and so forth. I appreciate your time, and thanks for sharing your story. What a story. Like, I normally don't try to do too much investigation because I like it to be new to me, so I can kind of dissect it and be excited. But yeah, what a heck of a story, and I really appreciate it. But before I let you go, I still have 3 more questions. I call it the lightning round. Grace, Salsa Runner, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Go ahead.
All right. Question number 1: what would be your dream running event? Now, it could be a destination. It could be you can make up your own running event. It could be a race you've always been looking forward to. What's the first one that comes to mind?
The first one that comes to mind, I think it would have to be Costa Rica one of my friends that leads Latinas Run Chicago went on the Vacations to Go Costa Rica race a couple of weeks ago.
Ooh.
And I was living through her because her experience was phenomenal. It was a whole week, and she had, I think, anywhere from 4 to 5 miles each day. But at the end of the race, they would have like fresh fruit for her, for everyone that completed the race that day. They had a dinner and they had like an event for the whole group. So I think it would have to be the Costa Rica Vacations to Go.
All right, I gotta check that out. I've only been once, but loved it. Zip line, in between your other to your other.
Yeah, she said that she did zip line too on one of the given days. That was one of her activities. Yeah, so zip line too.
Awesome. All right, question number 2. What's your favorite race gear? It could be shoes, it could be a water bottle, it could be nutrition, you name it. What's your favorite race gear?
Shoes. I like shoes. I think I have a lot of pair of shoes.
Oh, okay.
So I actually I have way too many. I love shoes.
No, there's no such thing as way too many. So what's your favorite?
True.
Or favorite running shoe?
My favorite running shoe is the Saucony Guides. I've been running in Sauconys since 2016. So
okay.
Pretty faithful to Saucony.
Cool. We'll tag them. Sponsor her.
Yeah. So I love Saucony. And I'm also flat-footed, so I need a lot of cushion. And I think Saucony has always worked really, really well for me. Maybe it's been a year now that they took away Saucony Hurricanes, and that was my go-to. So I had to switch over to what replaced it. It's between a Guide and then the other one is the Triumph. So either or works, but faithful to Saucony.
Yeah, I think the Hurricane model is not a good seller for Houston market. It's just not a good name.
Yeah. Hey, but I was wearing it since 2016, and then they took it away about a year ago.
Yeah, it's just the name that bugs us. We get terrified of hurricanes here.
Exactly.
Oh, awesome. And question number 3, the last one, obviously my favorite one, especially because it's dinner time. What's your favorite culinary guilty pleasure? Got to be guilty.
Pizza.
You celebrate it all like myself? Thin, thick? What's your jam?
Just regular pepperoni. I when I was in Chicago, I tried some really good deep dish pizza. So then I had to find one here. So it was Star Pizza. I really enjoy Star Pizza here in Houston. Do you like it? Have you tried it?
Yeah, Star Pizza, I think, they've been around like forever before I got into my teenage years of checking it out. Yo, that is delicious.
Yeah. Have you tried the ranch dressing?
No. Now I'm to go. Now I'm really hungry.
Yeah, go and get just the pizza and the dressing. It's really good. If you want, you can throw in a salad to be healthy.
Sometimes we pregame with the salad just so I don't totally plow. What is it? Is it the Joe's? Is that what's that one called? The Joe's. I always get the name of the pizza. I think it has like spinach. I think it's Joe's. I'll have to look it up. Now I'm hungry. Maybe we'll order that.
Oh, okay. No, I think I've always only gotten the plain cheese, which I'm okay with. It's good pizza.
Yeah, that's the key point. If it goes cheese by itself and it's good, you got a winner. Toppings are just the bonus. Perfect.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, appreciate the story. Appreciate all the info, the Bayou City Classic. And of course, we'll plug the discount code, obviously, and the upcoming social events, and look forward to seeing everybody on race day on March 4th. Thanks again.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you, Keith, for having me.
As always, if you want to become the first to find out about upcoming weekly episodes, simply hit the plus, follow, subscribe button. Depends on your podcast platform. And if you're on a podcast app where you can leave a rating and review, we always love it. Hey, give us 5 stars if you like it. And if you don't like it, give us 5 stars anyways. You made it through the whole episode. But more importantly, looking forward to sharing another episode next week.
Thanks for visiting the Houston Running Zone. If you know someone you'd like to be featured in the zone, go to thehoustonrunningzone.com and send us a message. Until next week, always remember, Houston, we've got the runs.